Thanks very much, Ricardo. As Ricardo mentioned, we will be having a program this coming Wednesday, details about the Cuban Five. And there's been a partial victory that's been scored with the release of Rene Gonzalez. And there'll be details about that at our discussion on Wednesday night, and that will be here at the Regla de Oro. Doing this exhibit, is part of it is to reach out, solidarity for the Cuban Five, and for our committee, we are especially pleased to have with us to be a part of the program Bernie Hess. Bernie is one of the leading figures in the labor movement here in the Twin Cities here in Minnesota. And I'd like to welcome Bernie to come and say a few words.
Thanks, that was a very generous lead. I'm Bernie Hess. I'm a member of the Food and Commercial Workers Union, and our union has been involved in all sorts of struggles now, in the past. I'm sure it's not going to change down the road. And I think that has struck me most of late about the Cuban Five is the fact that here are folks, workers that wanted to give witness to what was going on in Miami about behaviors of other groups and what they were doing. And for that, they were thrown into prison. And it's not unlike what's going on in the streets here now, whether it's in Minneapolis or St. Paul or out in San Francisco or Chicago or whatever, is people are going to the streets and giving witness to the type of system we're in and how unjust things are. And as you can see, there are these flashes of pushback and repression. And we stand with workers, we stand with folks that want to get the truth out, and today we stand in solidarity with the folks that are in prison. And we will continue to give witness to what our economy is like, what our society is like, and what people expect. So thank you for asking me here. Great art, great stories, and a lot more great leaders in this room. It's just good talking to folks, so thank you.
Thanks, man. If you haven't, we ask you to sign the mailing list of the Minnesota Cuba Committee if you want more information about what our committee is doing. And one of the things we do is to encourage travel to Cuba. And we're looking for ways to actually do that. And last April, some of our members had a chance to go to Cuba, and they visited with one of the committees for defense of the revolution. And from that meeting, this particular committee for the defense of the revolution, one of the neighborhood block organizations, if you want to think about it in that way, sent a message of solidarity that we'd like to read, and Franklin Cobello has graciously agreed to read the letter from the CDR.
This is a letter dated about April 9th, 2011 from Santiago de Cuba, which is from the 53rd year of the revolution, to President of the government of the United States. Our brothers have endured in this country for something they have not committed. They have not committed any crime, and they have not, hurt this country at all. We consider that Antonio, Francisco, Rene, Gerardo, and Fernando are innocent. And they have to be freed immediately. They are, the honorable citizens who fight against terrorists that were trying, to save our people from those acts that attempt, against the life of people, of men, women, and children. Those are examples of sacrifice and honor. Free them. How long, this injustice will endure? How long this injustice, will endure these Cubans and other people around the world? We demand, that for the innocence. We protest, the innocence. While, but Rosales Carriles, who is, the utmost terrorist, has been absolved and is free walking the streets. It's absolved of all charges. Members of the Committee for the Defense of the Revolution, in representation of our people, we want to break, that wall of silence, and we demand justice. We also demand the end of the blockade, the economic, trade, and financial blockade that your government has imposed to our people more than 50 years. We wish to live in peace. Those are our principles and our dignity. Mr. President, have conscience, free, the 5, the Cubans, and stop, the blockade. We are hoping that you reply to our letter, and then you have, signatures of all the people of Cuba.
We really want to thank Franklin. We put him on the spot to ask him to read this and to interpret it at the same time.
It's hard to read how writing,
Right. Really appreciate it very much. After the exhibit leaves from Regla de Oro, it will be going to another gallery in North Minneapolis. I think one of the owners of the gallery has just walked into the door. And there's literature and information about that gallery in Northeast Minneapolis. So if you have friends who couldn't get to today's event, please let them know about the event that will be taking place in Northeast Minneapolis at the Casket Building. Yes. Okay, good. I think, is there anything else? I think that's it. I wanted to, again, remind you, please sign our mailing list. Really want to thank you for coming out for today's event, and we can't thank Jessica enough for hosting us. Thanks. Don't forget.
How long is it here?
And it's here until.
Can I say something about the travel license?
Yeah, please. Sure.
Okay.
This is Carla Reilly from the Minnesota-Cuba Committee.
Some of you may know that travel loosened up a little bit under Obama. Not a lot, but a little bit. There's a little window that opened up, and they reinstituted what they call a people-to-people license. And organizations have been getting them, which means that you can bring anybody to Cuba as long as your itinerary is a people-to-people license, or a people-to-people format, which is kind of what we do anyway, talk to people. I think the idea is that we will talk to people and tell them about our superior way of life, and they will immediately go overthrow their government. But they don't say what you have to talk to people about. Anyway, we just learned on Monday that the Minnesota-Cuba Committee obtained one of these licenses. So we are scrambling to put together some delegations. One is already in the works, that it had been in the works before. Anya Achtenberg's third artist and writers trip will be going in April. Previously, all of her artists and writers had to prove they were full-time professional artists and writers. Now they don't. If you're just interested in it, you can go. So I hope that we can set up 1 or 2 trips even before that. So get on the email list, watch the website, and stay tuned, because there's going to be some real interesting travel up ahead.
Thanks, sir. Good. Again, thank you for coming. There's food in Herman.